When I was in college, I would come to this Ross all the time. We're actually traveling right now in the van that we live in, and we're just back for a visit. But when I would go to that Ross, it wasn't for Amazon FBA, which is what I do now to make money and how I quit my job. It was actually still kind of for reselling, but more so for eBay, because I did a lot of stuff with soccer, which is actually how I bought all of my soccer stuff that I just keep here in the back of the van. Now, if you've been here on the channel before, you know I like to talk all the time about making money online or just being your own boss. Now, wanting all of those things isn't necessarily something that's new for me. I think back in high school is when I first started realizing that you could make money by yourself, not trying to have a job. And so I wanted to graduate college, like probably a lot of you guys do, if you've graduated already, probably like you did, and not have to go into the workforce for someone else, because even just seeing the outside world, I knew that it wasn't necessarily the best to work for somebody else. And so what I did in order to try to rectify that was day trading, which did not work out for me. I have a video, I think my second video ever, that you probably shouldn't go watch. It's about how I lost a lot of money, and I can remake that video with a lot more detail and a lot more understanding as I look back on that if you want me to. But today we're gonna go head into Ross, and then I'm gonna go get some of the best food that I've ever had in my life at one of my favorite places here in Lynchburg. And then tomorrow we're gonna finish up, and I'll show you how I do retail arbitrage, buying stuff at stores like Ross. There's a Walmart that we're sleeping next to, and some other stores besides that tomorrow. So that if you're thinking about doing day trading or something that's really, really risky with your money, maybe this would be a little less risky and a lot more profitable, because it has definitely been the case for me in my life. But real quick, we do have some business to attend to, because I just got something new. If you've seen any of the other retail arbitrage videos that I've done, you will know that for the longest time, I have been using this when I go sourcing and bring you guys along. If anyone wants a camera bag, hit me up on Instagram at AMBDNZA, and I might hook you up. This has been through a lot, even breaking in one of the videos that we made, and so now I've been having to tie it like this. And so I knew when I was in New York City, I wanted to replace it. I got a whole new camera bag, which will fit all my stuff. And so I basically have a desk in my bag, but it also came with this guy, which is now how I'm gonna be carrying you guys around when I'm not filming in the stores. So one last time, we're gonna put it on and take it off, and I just want a moment of silence real quick for the bag. Okay, let's go make some money. I figured this thing out. I'm gonna give you the basics of retail arbitrage. If you've never heard that term before, or you've never seen any of my videos, it's basically where you go to stores like Ross, Burlington, Marshalls, then you scan products with some apps on your phone. The main ones that I use here are Scoutify 2 and Scout IQ, these two apps down here, and those help you see whether or not products will be profitable on Amazon. I also have this little toy that you'll probably see that I have a couple of videos coming out here soon. I'm always shooting for around 100% return on investment, but if I can get at least 50, I'm happy, so I'm trying to find something here for $5 and sell it for like 15 or 20 on Amazon, so that after their fees, I get back 10, so let me figure out how to open this bag real quick. There's a lot of zippers here. Let's get inside. Alright, so I am interested because we're in a college town if there are people who have already resold this area. But I'm also just excited because this is the first time I've been back at a Ross since I was in Florida. No, Cleveland. We went to one Ross. It's been like 2 months. At Ross's, when I look at the lay of the store, I used to do shoes, women's and men's first, but now I don't do anything for eBay. It's all Amazon. Since I live out of the van, I can't ship really anything out except to the big fulfillment centers that they have. So I'm going to start at the women's socks. I'll just go through and I'll show you a bunch of stuff that I find, as well as what to look for on the apps when actually scanning items, because when you're starting out, you're probably going to be gated in a lot. And because I like to set goals for all these videos, we're going to be going to Ross, 1 or 3 Walmarts, depending on how good it is, Staples and Ollies. Let's try to spend at least $500, and hopefully we spend around 4 or 5 hours total sourcing. $550 right now, so if we can be out of here before 7 o'clock with over $100 of stuff, I'll be a very happy man. So I only got one thing in all the socks, and it's even kind of questionable itself. It's this pair of Under Armour socks. If you're just starting out, you're probably not gonna be able to sell this. It took me about 6 months of sales to start selling Under Armour. On the back here it says it's $20 retail. $8.99 is what it's selling for now here. It's selling for above the retail price of $20 at $22.99. And that's the buy box, even though all these offers are like $29 here. And so you get back $14.45, which is over $5 return. But one of the most important things on Amazon is not available for this, which is sales rank, that little orange number up there, which isn't even a number right now. This will tell you how often something sells. The lower it is, the better, because that means it's selling faster. But I've been noticing recently that a lot of things that are rank unavailable still are selling. Don't know what's going on. I don't know if Amazon's changed something in the way that they do it, but a lot of stuff that even I sell still says rank unavailable, which is really weird. So I go over to Scout IQ, and the only reason I have this other app is to check the Keep a Chart, which basically tells you when something has sold or when it has had a sale in a day. And so I scan it with the same thing, and then this little button right down here will open up the Keep a Chart, and it has had some sales before, and now it's been selling seemingly a lot more, and the rank seems to be like good. On this chart, it says it's like 10,000, even though the rank is unavailable. So I'm not really sure what to do with that. I'm gonna pick it up because it's only $9. If I was to sell it for like $30, just cover up the barcode there, I would get back over 100% because I get back $21 and change. So that's a good buy. I also got engaged recently in topicals like makeups, creams, and stuff, and I've been finding a lot of those all over. Let's hope that Ross is the same and I can find some good stuff there too. Okay, so as you probably saw or are now seeing because the time lapse was taking forever, I basically scanned everything, and that's especially what you have to do when you're getting started. But scanning as much as you possibly can is going to give you the best opportunity to find stuff. As you saw, there was hundreds and hundreds of products, probably scanned 50 to 100 of them, and all that we found were these 3 here. All the rest of these are bad buys. I either couldn't sell, they weren't profitable, but these ones are all going to teach us something about how to sell on Amazon that will be good. First thing though is you're probably not going to be able to sell topicals right out the gates. If you want to be like me and just wait forever to sell them, sell whatever you can, and that's going to be a lot of stuff, and the way that you find out what you can sell is by going into stores and scanning stuff. So we'll scan this Burt's Bees thing right here. This will be the first example of something that I can't sell that would be good. As you can see, $6.99. There aren't any active listings, but it is a good rank, 63,000 out of 3 million. Anything under like 100,000 is normally pretty good. You can look on Spotify too at this thing called Camel, which is a weird name, but essentially it'll tell you how much it should be, and it says $23. So if we put that $23 here, then we'll see that we would earn back over 100% ROI. Problem is, if we hit restrictions down here, I can't sell it new. You go to the seller app right here. I already did it, but you'd search it up with that little camera. You would click requested for approval. Well, I already requested it. It would say request for approval. It would just take its time, request it, and it's going to tell you that you need documents. So yeah, I can't sell it. Sometimes it says congratulations, you're approved, and there's a blue OK sign, and that means that you can sell it. And so I'll pick that stuff up. That happens more and more as you sell more items, but at the beginning you either need to just find what you can sell, find what Amazon will automatically approve you in, because it's more than you think, or send in actual invoices by going to a distributor. One that's good for topicals, I've heard, never done it myself because I auto-engaged it in most of the things that I want to sell, is called Frontier Co-op. But that's the first thing, is restrictions. So even though this would be great and there are a ton of them, I can't sell them, which is a pain in my butt. Let's look at this guy's second real quick. It looks pretty good. $6.99. Go ahead and scan it with Spotify too. You would get back $24.80. Amazon's the only seller though, so that's probably not boding good for us, and you could check restrictions, and this one says you can't again. But the problem is, if you go into the same exact thing and look it up on the Seller Central app, you'll say it's restricted, so you can't even apply to sell it, and that happens with a decent bit of items. Digging into the pile next, we have this guy, moisturizing soap, and this one didn't actually pull up when you scanned it, but I just wanted to show you that you don't actually need the full scanner. A lot of times you might have to take off parts of the sticker to scan stuff. I don't know if I have any specific examples in this store, but that's the main reason I hate Burlington, because they're really good about putting their sticker directly over the barcode. But as long as you have any sort of sliver of the barcode, you'll be able to scan it either with a scanner or with your phone. It'll be able to pick it up. You just might have to cover the Ross barcode like this. Since I only have one hand, we're actually just going to cover it up like that, but you can see that you don't need the full scanner in order to scan something. And it'll pull up nothing, because nothing was there. If it wasn't Amazon, I would have pulled it up, I promise. Next, we're gonna grab this guy right here, which also looks very, very good. And it's gonna show $35.50, so you get back 100% ROI, because $26.48 is over double $12.99. And there's only one seller. If there's only one seller and it's an FBM seller, so they fulfill it themselves, I'll always check to see if it's the brand itself, because if it's Nature Made, I probably don't want to buy that, because Nature Made will likely give me an IP claim, which can be damaging to your account. So for sourcing with Spotify 2, I will go to research, Amazon listing, or you can just click on the picture, I believe, or the ASIN, and you'll see that who's selling it is not the brand. It's this vitamin shop right there. I'll go back and check that I can sell it in new condition, but the problem is on a lot of items you have expiration dates. And so this one is 150 capsules, but you need to make sure that your expiration date is 3 months out from when something will get to Amazon. And if something has like a daily allotment or something, like this is 150 capsules, it's recommended to take 2 per day with water, so it's 75 days. You would need 75 plus 90 days, so I need 165 days, which is almost half a year, from pretty much right now in November to when it would get to Amazon. The problem is this expires, as you can see, in February 2022, so I can't buy it. This next one is something that you could buy if you wanted to. I just personally wouldn't choose to, and wouldn't recommend you to if you're starting and you don't have a lot of capital or credit in order to actually start the business. It costs $5, and one of the great things about filming in stores is there are always people around. When we scan it up, we'll see that we'll get back a return on investment, but it's only like 25%, $6.43. So on spending $5, you'll only get back like $6.40, which I personally am not comfortable with. I like to say minimum 50% ROI, unless it's something that I have a history of selling and know it'll sell fast, because if I can spend $3 or $4, get back 1 or 2, and I've sold it before, then I might send stuff in, but especially new stuff, I make sure it's over 50% ROI. So something like this, I'm not comfortable with, because there will be other things that I can spend my limited capital on, my limited money, and make a better return on investment. The next thing that might trip you up, especially especially on things like grocery or topicals, is going to be represented by this guy. This one unit, but when we scan it, there's all of these different options. We can choose the one that looks the most like it, which is this one that just says 1 in the listing. But if we look up here, it's a pack of 4. And so even though it's $7 and we get back $12.86, that would not be worth it because I only have 1 and the customer would have ordered 4, which is a really great way to get some really bad customer service and potentially get your account looked at for trouble. I had that happen pretty early on where I bought something that was a pack of 3 and sent it in because I thought it was a great return. Those were some very scary customer feedback and emails. My camera battery is dying and I was silly and forgot to bring a second one, so we're going to use basically everything that we talked about here through the rest of the store and see how much total we'll be able to spend. So far I think we got like $25-30 at the cart at about a 50 or 60% ROI. Well, my time lapse started for like 2 minutes and then it had to end because my battery died. So that's what we put in there. Also, we realized that we got out of there like 7:10, 7:15. Ross's lines suck. Totally forgot about that. But what did we realize, Krista?
There's a lot of things we realized.
About our plans.
Oh, the restaurant closes at 8.
Yeah, everything here closes so freaking early. But we were still able to make a decent bit at Ross. Half of that is Ross, half of that is like Target groceries. It's $131.38 at Ross, which is pretty good for just over an hour of reselling. And honestly, the filming probably took up about 20 to 30 minutes of that time. I don't think it's at 100% ROI, probably about 50 to 80. But we are at a Walmart. We're not staying here, we're staying at a Cracker Barrel that's right next to it. But we should go into Walmart and try to spend another $150, $200. But let's head inside, grab a cart, hit up the clearance section, fishing section, electronics and their clearance section, and try to just find stuff in as many aisles as we can. So I have been told by a couple of you guys to check out the coffee and see if they have any hidden clearance, specifically with the K-cups. But I have been looking and I haven't found anything. So I'm probably just gonna go scan through those real quick. And then there is a food clearance section at the back of the store that I saw when I was buying groceries this morning. This is unfortunate. I picked these up. They are limited edition Dunkin' coffee. I'm thinking about buying some of these, but I would spend $7 to get 2 back. Not a great return on investment. I might see how many are selling because I've seen that the price has changed based on the keep it chart. But back to these guys. We scan up these guys down here. I am able to sell it by checking the restrictions. I'm able to sell it in new condition. And I was excited because you see you get back like $50. I didn't know if it was some crazy limited edition, but it is. At the very top you can see a pack of 6. And so I was pumped because they were over here and it looked like there was like 8 or 9 of them. They're $6 each, so I'd spend $36 to get like 50, 51 back, which is comfortable enough. Not 50%, but getting $15 pretty easily is good, and they do have a decent amount of sales, but there's only 5 of them left. The rest of them were filled with the peppermint ones, which sucks. Gonna finish checking these out, and I'll meet you at the clearance groceries. Didn't find too much, just these 4 little coffee latte makers. Amazon's the only other seller on the listing, which isn't the best, but I bought it for $2. I should get back 8. And it was one of the situations where I had to request approval, but they granted it, so now I'm gonna send them in and sell them. Alright, so we're now in kind of like the sunscreen section, mostly because I've been finding a lot of clearance sunscreen up more north, like Maine, Boston stuff. I haven't found a lot of it hidden here, but I love walking down these aisles because I'm finding a lot of these tags that have a lot off. So this one was $20, now it's $5.99. So I'm able to pick up 7 of them and I get $4 or $5 back. Just have to make sure that the expiration date, like I said, is more than 90 days out. Some of them expire in May, some of them expire at the end of April, so I just put all of the dates at the end of April because they should all sell out within a month or 2. Let's scan through the rest of this and hopefully we can start actually making some money here at Walmart. Didn't find a massive amount, pretty good stuff, a lot of stuff was sold out. So we're gonna go hit up this fishing and electronics pretty fast because my phone's on like 5% battery. That'll hopefully help me to source a little faster, so we'll kind of time lapse through all of that. And if I'm able to spend over $100 here, we'll probably be going to a couple more Walmarts tomorrow. Yeah, Chris just texted me food is ready. Not a bad haul so far. I'm gonna head in now. Ooh, I see some more stuff I'm excited to scan that I haven't seen in a while. It's like 8:45, 9 o'clock, so I'll probably be able to get back in here by 9:30. It closes at 11, so hopefully we can finish sourcing the rest of the store by 11 o'clock. Let's see how much we spent in like the first half-ish of the store. So checking out, I will need to return these 3 right here and this one because it's got that little stain right there, and these 3 because they're actually a different UPC, even though it looks the same. That one ends in 80, these end in 04, and these are $6 and those are 20. So that stinks, but it's good to find that out now rather than in the car or trying to do my shipment. We're able to spend a decent amount, over $150 already, even with having to remove that stuff. And now it's time to recharge my phone and my stomach. Alright, we're starting over from 0. It's 9:28 now, so we only have an hour and a half left until they close. I'm hoping it doesn't take me that long. But we got the fishing section, electronics section, and clearance. Oh, there's a clearance aisle too that we have to go down. I'm honestly not super stoked about that because I don't find much in Walmart clearance aisles, to be honest, but let's run through it, and if there's anything interesting, we'll chat about it, but I do have the totals to talk about too. Not a lot, but a decent bit, so if you haven't checked your outdoor section, go check it at your local Walmart. Wouldn't hurt. Alright, I get super tired. I basically traveled the whole store looking for the clearance section and I couldn't find it. Found a couple more toys though, which is fun. But this is definitely not going to be 100% ROI, probably closer like actually 40. But a lot of it is replenishments and stuff that I've sold before that I know I'll get some sales on and I can liquidate it even if it's not for a lot more money. Since I have more credit now, I'm comfortable doing that. So we're going to check out and check in tomorrow after we talk about totals that we spent. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm sorry. It's like 10:30 now. Time to go to bed. Not bad. So, that second trip, even though it was only one bag, just that one bag down there versus 3 bags at Walmart, we spent more actually. It was at a much lower return like I was talking about, and it's weird that they didn't have a full clearance section, but I spent $201.79 the second time and $164.69 the first time. So their total at Walmart was $366.48, which is not bad for probably like 2 hours of sourcing, 2.5 probably because I was tired. And their total for the day, probably like 3.5 hours of sourcing, was $497.86. So almost $500 in about 3 hours is not bad. And I'm sure it's probably around like 70 or 80% ROI, so I'll probably make about $400 on it. Awesome, it's the next day. We're only gonna do 2 stores. Staples here, there's an Ollie's over there. Chris is actually about to head out to the Walmart. She's gonna pick up some boxes for me because I gotta do a shipment. She's also gonna grab some groceries. So I'm only gonna give us like an hour because I spent a lot more time getting coffee to catch up with one of my friends here, and lunch took forever. So I'm gonna give myself only 30 minutes for each store and we'll see how much we're able to spend. Then I gotta get the shipment out of here because we got a live stream tonight. I would say to come, but this is gonna come out in like 2 weeks. Since filming does take up a pretty decent chunk of the time that I have in each of these stores, I'm probably just gonna time-lapse everything and we can talk through it at the end, but it's 1:11 now. I'm hoping over the next hour, 1:12. And give myself that extra minute. So we'll leave here by 1:45 and head over to Ollie's. And I'm hoping that in this half hour, we're able to spend at least $100. Hopefully this clearance section is really good. Well, it took a little longer. It's 1:56 now, so like 10 minutes over, but found a decent amount of stuff. According to my app, $187. And it's over 100% ROI, so that's a plus. Gotta check out Staples, guys. That was pretty amazing. I wish Carissa was back, but now I have to hike all this over to the Ollie's. We spent over $220. I'll show the exact amount when we get back into the van. We're definitely over my half an hour, so we'll try to limit it to half an hour at Ollie's. Really focus on the food and supplements. That's what I bought a lot of when I was there last, and I spent almost $400. I really just gotta get this shipment in because I'm on a time crunch today. Even if that was all we were able to buy over this 2 hour period, that would be more than enough because this is well over 100% ROI. And I even found some stuff at the very end, which were some Mophie chargers that I didn't think I was able to sell, but it says that I was able to. Some of them I was able to pick up for 15 bucks and they retail for like 80, but on Amazon like $50, but I'll still probably make around 30 each, which is crazy. 2:14, so I got until about 2:45, which I think is a total of an hour. I think that's actually an hour and a half. Whoops. Wasn't too great, honestly. I found some stuff for $2.49, you get back $4, so 50% ROI, and then some other stuff for $3 that you get back $5. I couldn't find any supplements though, which is weird. But the stuff that's $3 you would need bubble wrap for, and I don't have that, and I don't want to go buy some, so I might just put it back if I can't find any in here. And I hope I can grab it another Ollie's, but I really got to get out of here because it's just about my 30 minutes up. Not the best. JK, just found the supplements. Okay, it's too late now. It's like 2:50, but I definitely found some good profit here, and then some Flintstone guppies that won't expire yet. And I did have to put those other ones back because I don't feel like getting bubble wrap, to be honest with you. If there were more of them, I would. That turned out to be way better than I thought for a couple reasons. It was like $117, $18. I had a 30% off and a 20% off coupon because I'm an Ollie's Reward member. But apparently my profile wasn't fully up yet, and so they were able to give me an additional 15% off discount because I completed my profile, which is awesome. I just kind of wish that they had done that the last time I was at Ollie's, because I saved like $16, but I could have saved $60 because I spent so much more. What time is it now though? I think we started at like 1:15. It's 3:04, so an hour and 45 minutes, and I think all in all we spent $300, which is a pretty good amount of money to have spent. All right, now it's time for the less fun work to get done, but what we spent at Staples was $220.46. Ollie's was $99.06, so our total for the 2 days, which is like 6-ish hours of sourcing, if we don't include the time that I was filming or having to worry about filming, it probably would have only taken around 5 hours. But our total is $817.38, with probably an ROI of around 75%, and probably a little more now that Ollie's just gave us that percentage off. And Staples was close to like 150% ROI, and then our profit would be at least $600, which is not bad for 6 hours of sourcing. Hopefully it takes me less than 5 hours to do the shipment, and that would be about $55 an hour. But if you want to watch me do another shipment, because I don't think I'm going to film this one because I have a live stream tonight, watch it here. But otherwise, watch me go sourcing last time over here, or YouTube thinks you'll like this video too. Peace.